We got the drop.
It's what I do, it's who I am.
I'm a hustler, baby.
No label, the label.
Whoa, what's up, mob? It's the biggest mob, Key the Kid, and welcome back to my channel, No Label the Label. If you like power like I love power, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn your post notification bell so you won't miss any other videos I have on power. Power Book 3 Raising Kanan is out now, and episode 4 is days away. It premieres this Friday on the Stars Network app. But you guys know that over here at No Label the Label, every day is a Friday. Yeah, it's Friday somewhere, so might as well, especially since Stars did a sweep. Yeah, the feds did a sweep last night and took a couple of my videos. So if you missed that famous Perform 411, I will repost it. I will definitely repost it, but they took that video last night, but ain't no stopping the mafia. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no stopping the mob. Ain't no stopping No Label the Label. And speaking of no stopping, it looks like there is no stopping Kanan from getting to this money, except Paul. Now see, Paul approaches Famous and Kanan, telling them like, man, what is going on? I'm losing money. Y'all told me I was gonna be making more money. You told me I was gonna be making triple of what I was making, but I'm actually losing money and I'm losing delivery guys. They either don't want to work for me no more because they make it so much for you, they make it so many hours with you, or they don't want to have nothing to do with the weed in the streets. You see what I'm saying? So it's either y'all gonna have to stop this, or we gonna have to come to a conclusion, because I mean, I can't be missing out on all this money when you told me that we was gonna be making so much money, three times as much. You see what I'm saying? And Kanan assures him that, look, man, we're gonna get you some more drivers. You see what I'm saying? And Kanan also gives him a couple of dollars to hold him off, you know. And Paul is like, man, this ain't enough. And Kanan like, look, just make it enough. We gonna get you right. You see what I'm saying? We gonna get you right. And the whole time, they got plays steady calling Famous saying, man, we need a phone service. I barely got time to page these dudes. When the work come in, they got people calling for quarters, calling for halves. And Famous telling them, yeah, no problem, I got you. I'm going to send my best guys. And speaking of send their best guys, looks like Gerald sent his best guy, you know, Marvin. You know, Gerald and Marvin met last season when Marvin was going through that anger management. They bumped heads a couple of times. I mean, I guess it was easy for him to bump heads with Gerald because Gerald has a bald head. And Marvin mentioned that to Gerald. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned that to him when everything got but anywho, so Marvin and Gerald are gonna become closer. You see what I'm saying? Because it turns out that Gerald is an editor in entertainment and culture. You see what I'm saying? So the night of that big incident when Gerald got all messed up and relapsed and everything, Marvin had to come save him. During that, Marvin noticed his staff ID of the voice. So he went to return it to Gerald, and they was having conversation. And Gerald mentioned to him how he missed the groups, how he missed their teacher, how it was just a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? How that, you know, everybody has their own demon. Sin is sin. But, you know, that group really helped me with all my other problems because, you know, he says he feels a lot lonely. Yeah, he says he feels lonely. You see what I'm saying? So Marvin, being the guy he is, the reform change Marvin, he lends a helping hand to Gerald and suggests that they start their own group, that they get together as friends, because that's what friends for. You see what I'm saying? And speaking of friends for, Ronnie is going to all of his friends for help. Yeah, turns out Snap and Pops was his friends back in the day. So, Snaps and Pops have a dinner with Ronnie. Ronnie goes and interrupts Snaps and Pops' outing. They invite him to sit down. You know, Ronnie is on a mission to get product. He's fresh home. He has no money. He has no product. He's living with his brother, and that's not sitting right with him. You see what I'm saying? So he went to Snaps and Pops to get a helping hand, to get a handout, but they wasn't buying it at first. You see what I'm saying? See, the woman, Pop wasn't having it. She wasn't willing to give Ronnie anything until Ronnie reminded Snaps that, man, I used to work for y'all back in the day. I made y'all money. And Pops quickly reminded him, we gave you money. We gave you money. You ain't do nothing for us. You see what I'm saying? But Snaps being the guy that he is, he's like, man, look, I got you. Don't worry. But you gonna have to pay me back because you see what I'm saying? We getting old and we're gonna need it. These monthly checks ain't getting it how they used to be getting it. So whatever we give you, you gonna need to give it back. We ain't gonna give you all the money you need, but we gonna give you some of the money you need. You see what I'm saying? Because Ronnie went over there running his mouth, telling his brother business, telling Rock business. You see what I'm saying? Saying that, yeah, Ronnie was saying that Unique and Raquel sleeping together. You see what I'm saying? And they was trying to tell Ronnie that, look, Raquel is out the game. And that business that you telling ain't got nothing to do with us. You see what I'm saying? But we gonna help you out. Speaking of helping out, looks like Kanan's boy got arrested. Yeah, the dude, Jay, who was giving Kanan lip about working all those hours, he got caught up with some weed. Uh-oh. Yeah, so Kanan had to go help him out. So in the trailer where you see Uncle Lou, yeah, him right there, Uncle Lou. Whoa, what's down with it, baby? When you see Uncle Lou tell Kanan, look, man, I know what you doing is not good. I don't know what you doing, but it must be up to no good. He ensures his Uncle Lou that, man, this is my partner. This is my homie. This is my pal. He just in a bad predicament at the time, and he needs somebody to get him out. Yeah, they not even checking IDs, birth certificates, or social security numbers. They just need a guardian, someone older to come to his rescue to get him out. I'm just trying to help him out. So go on lay around there and say you his uncle. Here's his name. Get him out. Uncle Lou proceeds to do so, but he still has his eyebrow raised. Speaking of eyebrow raised, the feds have their eyebrow raised on Howard. Yeah, they want to pick his brain. The detectives called him in there to see what he feels about this Crown Camacho situation. They're just not buying it at all. They're trying to figure out how Crown, little old Crown, was doing all this in the streets. It'll be easier to pin anything on somebody that was just found dead, pulled out of the river. It's too easy. And Howard ensures them, look, sometimes it's too easy because that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's looking for the next key to kid. Everybody's looking for the next key to kid. So if Crown was in the music business, then you know how he got into the music business. Everybody takes their dope money and start a record label because they want to find a new key to kid. Everybody wants to sign a new artist. You see what I'm saying? So Detective Howard told the police that that they have more thoughts than theories on all these situations, and that's just how it seems to be in Southside Jamaica, Queens. And speaking of that, they asked him about his shooting, his attempted murder. Did he have any more information that he can share? Does anything ever cross his mind? And he said, just like the other detective says, it's more thoughts than theories. Now, speaking of thoughts and theories, Priscilla thought about what Ronnie said and thought about the theory of Unique sleeping with somebody else. So while Unique was down there enjoying his sandwich, you see what I'm saying? Priscilla proceeds to pursue him with all of these questions, asking him who he been with, who he been around, and Unique coming to his defense, saying that, man, I'm just trying to enjoy my meal. Why is you doing all that tripping? I've been out trying to get this money to take care of you, me, and my son, our son. I'ma handle you and our son. That's all you need to know. And Priscilla's saying that's not good enough. You cheated on me before. I need to know the truth. You see what I'm saying? And Unique just ain't having it. He's been having a bad day, especially with his love life, because Rock broke it down to him. Yeah, she said that Kanan's gonna be coming home soon. You see what I'm saying? And and Ronnie's like, oh yeah, y'all worked it out? Not Ronnie. I mean Unique. Ronnie must be talking about me. He must saw my video where I called him a convict and planning on paying me a visit. But Ronnie, I just want to let you know, I don't say grrr at the end of my videos, but let me say, anywho, I had a malfunction there. Back to the video. So Unique is like, oh yeah, with y'all working it out? And she like, well, I'm trying to. You see what I'm saying? And I told him I was out the life. I told him I was out the game. You see what I'm saying? I can't have no drama around my son, Neek. I told you that. You see what I'm saying? And when she was telling Neek this, I knew she was laying the groundwork to leave him alone. You see what I'm saying? I knew she was laying the groundwork when she told him that the first time. Just like this chick I was around, she just kept asking me, so what you doing tomorrow? What you want to do tomorrow? I knew she was ready to go. Bitch, you should have said you was ready to go. But all right, look. So being the player, cool, calm, collected guy that I am, I mean that Nick is, he understood and said, man, it's all good. We good. You see what I'm saying? We were just kicking it anyway. I knew it wasn't nothing too serious. You heard me? It was going to come to an end sooner or later. You see what I'm saying? And Rock was like, I'm glad you understand, you know, is we good? And he was like, yeah, we good. We always going to be good. But just make sure I remind you that when we fighting over blocks, you see what I'm saying? And Rock assures him, she assures him that we will not be fighting over blocks. I am out of the life. I am out of the life. But I beg to differ, because once you're in the life, you're always in the life. Your lifestyle changes once you sell your first pack. I mean, it's going to be hard to go back. It's all you know, because your mind is trained to think to get out of those situations, so you're going to apply them to real life. I said all that to say is, when Raquel pulled up on Kanan at school just to see him, you see what I'm saying? She confronts him and say, who's that? Who you with? And she like, man, that's just my friend. And she said, your friends got bikes and beepers now, Kanan? And he say, man, they gonna do what they do. What's down with you? What you want, ma? And and, and she like, I ain't seen you in a while. I just kind of look at you. You know what I'm saying? I only hear about you nowadays. And he say, well, here I am. Here I go. Whoa, here I am. You see what I'm saying? So he goes into school. And Raquel is very observant. No, let me say how Kita be saying it. And Raquel is observant. You see what I'm saying? She's seen that the new high school has metal detectors. Yeah, but I think she really went to go check on Kanan because she got to check up her own. Yeah, if you haven't seen my newest clip called Officers, then go watch it. I will leave the link in the description. Speaking of links in the descriptions, the first link is a magical link. It'll take you to streaming service you want to go watch, to go stream. But if you don't have access to streaming services, I know you got YouTube because you watching it right now. Click the link to watch the official music video to help the channel, man. Help the mob. I'm helping you, but this ain't a tit for tat thing because it's not how I rock. I'm not Rock. I just want to let y'all know, man, fuck with me the right way on a light day. It's the mob. The officers pay Raquel a visit because she just purchased Southside Plaza. You see what I'm saying? In the beginning of this episode, you will see her signing the contracts to Southside Plaza. You know what I'm saying? And the man telling Raquel that everything wrong with this building is now your problem since you didn't want to have any brokers come check out the property. And Raquel assures him that that is most definitely not a problem. So, upon her leaving out of the signing room, signing the contracts and whatnot, going back into the street, she stumbles upon two officers who I can't remember their name. Berkeley, I think, and some other crazy name. But they offer their hand in services if she needs any help over here on this side. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of things go on over here. Vandalism, break-ins, robberies, and we can stop those things before it happens sometimes. So give us a call if you need us. And when Raquel was just really brushing that off, they really flexed their muscle and asked about her son. And she replies, what you know about my son? And they just said, oh, we just looked you up, did some background diving into you since you moved over here. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing out of the ordinary. We do that to everybody. We do that for everybody. And we seen that you have a son that's a new high schooler. We have a football league, and we would love for him to join if he's interested. And she said her son don't play no football. You see what I'm saying? But if any sport was being played, it's hardball, because Dean was most definitely playing hardball with Ronnie when he came over there and interrupted that bingo game. Yeah, Dean is a plug, but he no longer does dealings on the south side or wants to do dealings with Unique or anyone affiliated. You see what I'm saying? So that includes Ronnie. So he let Dean know, I'm not the one you want to say no to. And Dean let him know, I'm not the one you want to put your hands on. Because soon as Ronnie thought it was okay to rough up Dean, Dean's goons cocked them guns back and let him know that I'll blow your shit loose if you go to tripping in here. Yeah, that's how I'm rocking. Dean got them hitters, got them soldiers, got them goons. So that would have been your last spoon full of Honey Nut Cheerios if you would have came in there tripping, acting like you Mr. Get Bad. You would have got your ass shot. Just 'cause Snaps complimented you on your prison muscles don't mean you go flexing them. Because the muscles ain't gonna stop a 7.62. And speaking of stopping something, it looks like Raquel was going to stop Kanan. I think I got off track when I was mentioning, yeah, I did get off track when I was mentioning the fact that Raquel was telling Neek that she didn't want anything to do with him anymore and Kanan was coming home. The whole play on that was she went over to Famous in Kanan's crib. Famous was writing that new club banger he got, FAMOUS, all that old shit. And she asks him, Famous, what are you doing in here? And he's like, man, Kanan don't want you in here, Miss Rock. And she gives Famous some money. Whole time, she's setting Famous up to set up Kanan. Yeah, when Raquel seen those, look, there you go. When Raquel seen those metal detectors at the school, she knew she could pay that fool to apply a tool into Kanan's book sack. That breaks all the rules. So now Kanan has to go live home with his mother because he got caught with a pistol. Speaking of click the link in the bio. It's a magical link. It'll take you to any streaming services you want to go scream because looks like we're out of time for today's video. If you like today's video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. Turn your post notification bell so you won't miss any other videos I have on Power. It's the mob, biggest mob, key to kid. No, that's not everything, but if this video does outstandingly well, I will come back with a part 2 just for you. Yeah, but if you really want a part 2, lay around there and click the link in the description, man. Get to 2.5K, and I'll drop part 2 the same day, the same way. It's the mob, the biggest.